There was your camera, aren't you gonna take some pictures? Pictures of what?
Welcome to Watch Mojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the cleverest and most well-executed examples of foreshadowing in TV shows. Consider this your spoiler warning.
I am on to you! I know your tricks!
Number 20. The opera and tarot cards, The White Lotus.
This card means deceit is being deceitful, and this card is beauty.
There are several hints of a tragic end for Tanya throughout Season 2 of White Lotus, but we're going to focus on two, an Italian opera and a tarot card reading. Madama Butterfly, which Quentin takes Tanya to, centers on a woman's devastation about her husband leaving her. Prior to this moment, Tanya herself has experienced a similar misfortune. The opera ends in the protagonist's death, foreshadowing a similar tragic fate for Tanya. Not only that, but an Italian fortune teller's concerned expression during a tarot card reading suggests something may go horribly wrong. More precisely, a fatal fate is in the cards. She even states as such in Italian, which many viewers probably didn't catch.
La pazzia ti porterà al suicidio.
You are so negative.
Number 19. Mr. Robot's true identity, Mr. Robot.
I'm crazy. I have to be crazy because that didn't just happen, right?
The clever narrative technique of Mr. Robot makes it apparent that the narrator, Elliot, is hiding stuff from us. Not only that, but there are various moments when he reacts to Mr. Robot's actions, yet no one else does. Whether it's their interaction on the subway or at the beach, or Mr. Robot telling Elliot he'll never leave him, there are numerous hints at an underlying connection between the two.
I can't tell you anything until we get there.
It's definitely not obvious leading up to the big reveal that Mr. Robot is a construct within Elliot's mind, a dissociative identity of sorts. But looking back, you can totally see how Elliot's mental state and the way Mr. Robot appeared to him were signs that something was up.
You told me once that this would be a black void. Absolute nothingness. Is that true?
Number 18. Underwater, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Let me be clear. Any plan that involves even one of those scenarios isn't going to work for me.
How long can you hold your breath underwater? Seems like something you might ask your friend or sibling as a kid. In Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., the question is a foreshadowing technique. At one point in Season 1, Ward asks Fitz this very question.
So before he gets here, we need a plan. How long can you hold your breath underwater?
I don't know.
In the season finale, it's put to the test in dramatic fashion when Ward, revealed to be a double agent, dumps Fitz and Simmons into the ocean. With this intense near-death underwater scene, we can look back and realise that what seemed like an offhand question was actually a preview of what was to come. Number 17. Apology, Supernatural.
I'm sorry.
For what?
When Sam sees his mother's ghost in Season 1 of Supernatural, she tells him she's sorry. Viewers are left wondering, what exactly is she sorry for? As the Winchesters dive deeper into their supernatural lives, they try to avenge their mother's death, but the full circumstances remain unclear. Eventually, we learn more pieces of the puzzle, including the reason Sam's mother said she was sorry.
It's you.
She knew you.
It turns out she made a deal with the demon Azazel to resurrect her fiancé, and the demon used the opportunity for evil, entering the family's home, feeding his blood to baby Sam, and killing the mother, setting the stage for Sam's supernatural empowerment and endangerment.
I don't think you want to see the rest of this.
Number 16. The Man in Black, Westworld.
Good old William couldn't get you out of his head.
To realise that William and the Man in Black are the same individual, you'd first have to open your mind to the possibility that Westworld contains more than one timeline. There are various clues throughout the first season, dealing with Dolores, the park, and the unravelling of the Man in Black's backstory. But here, we're going to focus on William's hat choices. In one scene, when deciding between a white and black hat, he opts for the white one, but that's just for the time being.
Which would you prefer?
Later, he chooses a black hat, and by the end of Season 1, we know he is the Man in Black, confirming that it was the same person in two different timelines all along.
I really ought to thank you, Dolores. You helped me find myself.
Number 15. Chess Match, The Wire.
Yo, what was that?
Castle can't move like that. Yo, Castle move up and down and sideways like.
When D'Angelo teaches Bodhi and Wallace chess in the 3rd episode of The Wire, he's not just teaching them chess. It can also be viewed as an analogy for the drug trade, which is a key part of the series. While D'Angelo talks about the importance of the king and the queen, his remarks about pawns stand out most, particularly when considering the 3 young men's fates.
Pawns, man, in the game, they get capped quick. They be out the game early.
He explains that pawns don't tend to last long, a statement that applies not just to the game of chess, but also to the drug game as well. By the end of season 4, all 3 young men are dead, a grim reflection of the pawn metaphor.
Alright, so if I make it to the other end, I win.
Number 14, Batter Up, The Walking Dead. When Glenn is seen holding a baseball bat during a season 5 episode of The Walking Dead, it might not seem like a significant detail at first, but fast forward to his brutal death in season 7, and it's clear that this was a sign of things to come.
Oh my! That is a no-no.
A baseball bat, specifically Negan's, is the weapon that ultimately does him in. The subtle cue planted earlier in the series may have been noticed by readers of the comic, but for many who didn't detect the foreshadowing, Glenn's horrific fate came as a shocking twist.
So, back to it.
Number 13, The Yellow King, True Detective.
Something about some place called Carcosa and the Yellow King.
While detectives Marty and Rust attempt to solve a disturbing mystery in season 1 of True Detective, we're taken on a journey with them as they try to uncover the identity and location of the murderer. One of the clues that emerges is the Yellow King, a mythic, cult-like figure symbolic of the criminal activity under investigation.
He said there's just so much good killing down there.
As Marty and Rust search for answers, there's nothing obvious for viewers, except one massive hint hiding in plain sight. In a scene showing a school closed sign, if you look closely, you can see the words "Notice King," as in the criminal's right there. It's the groundskeeper. I mean, you'd practically have to be a detective yourself to catch this one.
You know anybody went here or worked here back then?
No, sir. I only been coming here the last few months.
Number 12, Time Baby, Gravity Falls.
That's none of your business.
You can certainly get creative with foreshadowing by involving time travel, and that's exactly what the Gravity Falls writers did. When Dipper and Mabel travel to the future in the 9th episode of season 1, they encounter Time Baby, an extremely powerful ruler.
Run! Take cover! That's coming!
This future seems neat.
But if you rewind just one episode, there's a few portrayals of babies in positions of power, including baby Supreme Court judges. As Dipper and Mabel search for answers about Gravity Falls, they also find a top-secret document containing a mention of an enormous, evil, time-devouring baby from another dimension, who's frozen in Antarctica. This super subtle detail foreshadows a significant existential threat in the distant future, setting up a multi-dimensional showdown between conflicting antagonists, Time Baby and Bill Cipher.
I beg your mercy, Time Baby!
You now must clean up all of the anomalies.
Number 11, Signs of Death, Game of Thrones.
The direwolf is a sigil of your house. You were meant to have them.
The brutality and grim fates in Game of Thrones are hinted at early on, starting with the deaths of a stag and a dire wolf in the very first episode. Since the dire wolf is the emblem of House Stark and Ned Stark is its head, the animal's death is a bad omen for Ned, who is ultimately executed later in season 1. Not only that, but his death is ordered by Joffrey Baratheon. The emblem for House Baratheon, you ask? Well, it's a stag. Another instance of deadly foreshadowing occurs in season 4, when Peter, aka Littlefinger, talks about a few different ways to die, which ultimately end up coming to fruition.
People die at their dinner tables, they die in their beds, they die squatting over their chamber pots.
Number 10, Finn's Lost Arm, Adventure Time. One of the Cartoon Network's treasures, Adventure Time has been a hit for both teenagers and older audience members alike, as it follows a human boy and his magical dog in the land of Ooo. On their adventures, they meet alternate versions of themselves, many of which portray Finn without his right arm, which is odd, considering that he has both of his arms.
I'm pretty sure this is not normal.
Nah, it's fine.
It's not until season 6 that we get our answer as to why he's portrayed this way, as Finn loses his arm to the grass sword. Number 9. Lane Price's death, Mad Men.
I had to fire Lane today.
What?
Mad Men was still in its heyday during its 5th season, and this episode only helped raise the excitement. In the 12th episode, Lane Price takes his own life after being forced to resign for stealing money from the company.
Come on.
However, if you paid close attention throughout the season, this act by Price would be no surprise to you. Examples include Pete discussing life insurance, Price himself ironically exclaiming, "I'll be here for the rest of my life," and even Don sketching a noose. Suffice it to say that the show's writers knew exactly where they were going with Price.
Love the car, and I love you so much that I don't feel right driving it until I've taken care of some of these errands I've let go.
Number 8. Scullys Howler, The X-Files.
Okay, then let's talk about the Howlers.
This season 4 episode is not only notable for being written by Vince Gilligan of Breaking Bad fame, but also for introducing a major story element. Unruh sees Mulder and Scully track down a killer who gives lobotomies to women. When he captures Scully, he tells her that she has howlers in her head that he wants to remove.
You need help. You've got them right there. Don't you feel them?
Fast forward to a few weeks later in the 12th episode when it is revealed that Scully has brain cancer, and wouldn't you know it, it's in the exact same place that the lobotomy killer pointed to.
I'm sorry. But you've got something I need.
Number 7. 730 countdown and 501 expiration date, Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
Is this your mind or mine?
Beats me.
The iconic status of this supernatural fantasy drama is due in no small part to its numerous uses of foreshadowing. This includes a preview of Willow's shift in sexuality through her vampire alternate self, plus Tara and Fate's clues about Dawn's arrival. But here we're focusing on how the show foreshadowed Buffy's death in season 5. In a dream sequence from the season 3 finale, Faith utters a riddle with a countdown of 730, a number that reappears.
Miles to go. Little Miss Muffet counting down from 730.
Great.
But there's more. In season 4, while in Buffy's body, Faith reads the expiration date on Joyce's credit card, May 2001. Fast forward to Buffy's death in the season 5 finale, which aired on May 22nd, 2001, 2 years after Fate's riddle. How many days in 2 years? 730. 730. Crazy, right?
You have to take care of them now. You have to take care of each other.
Number 6. Buster's sealed fate, Arrested Development.
Buster, you were never supposed to know. Oh, yeah? Well, here's something you should know. I'm going to war!
In the beginning of season 2 of Arrested Development, a news report on TV mentions a seal attack, and the camera pans to Buster. That's no coincidence. When you add up a few other Easter eggs as well, it becomes apparent that the groundwork was laid to foreshadow Buster getting his hand bitten off by a seal.
Lucille! Watch out for Lucille! I don't care about Lucille! Stay alive!
And then a seal bites off his hand.
One clue lies in an utterance of the name Lucille, which sounds like loose seal. Another is Buster talking about the importance of his hand. And if that's not enough foreshadowing for you, there's also a moment where Buster's positioning on a bench allows you to see the words arm off.
Take something else from us. Do whatever you have to keep my boy from going to war.
Number 5. Domino Effect, Better Call Saul. In television, even the most minor details can turn out to be not so minor after all, and in Better Call Saul, that truth is on full display with one particularly clever Easter egg. In one episode, Nacho's girlfriend plays dominoes, and there's a moment where a domino ends up on her foot. So what, right? Well, fans later realised that the numbers on that domino held more significance than your average friendly game. Those numbers were 3 and 6. That turns out to be the season and episode number of the shocking twist that is Nacho's death. Number 4. Ben Sullivan's absent camera, Scrubs.
Why don't you just let me take this little
mental breakdown of yours. I'm gonna put it right here in my pocket.
In one of the feeliest Scrubs episodes of all time, Ben's famous death proves just how fine a line this show walks between comedy and drama. While Ben is a little irritating, he means well. He also always has his camera, even proclaiming that his camera will be with him until he is no longer alive.
Because he never surprises us.
A little bit?
No.
Thorns! Bloody.
Well, later in the episode, his camera is mysteriously absent, and no one seems to acknowledge Ben except for Cox. It's not until the end of the episode that it's all painfully put together.
Where do you think we are?
Number 3. Marvin Erickson's Death, How I Met Your Mother. This is supposed to be a comedy. It's what everyone yelled at their screen as they discreetly wiped away their man tears after hearing of Marvin's death by a heart attack. However, an innocent throwaway joke predicted the event 2 seasons earlier. As Marshall cuts the Thanksgiving turkey in a flash forward, his father Marvin is mysteriously absent from the family table.
Good to be home. Mom, Lily, fantastic job. Good food, good meat, good God, let's eat, right? Okay.
While this is obviously not a 100% accurate scenario, since, lightsabers, it's still a haunting depiction of their family life in the near future, when Marvin Sr. is no longer with them.
Lily, you want white or dark meat?
Dark. Honey, please be careful.
Number 2. Light versus Dark, Lost.
What is it, like checkers?
Not really. It's a better game than checkers.
Lost is chock full of foreshadowing, lore, and complexities, but that's what fans love so much about it. In its first season, as John Locke and Walt Lloyd play backgammon, Locke explains the game using the concept of light versus dark.
2 players, 2 sides. One is light, one is dark.
To all those English majors out there, it's obvious that this scene is not just filler about backgammon, as it explains the moral complexities of the characters and reveals the rivalry between Jacob, white, and the man in black, dark. And as it turns out, the island is just one big game of backgammon, basically.
Backgammon's the oldest game in the world.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications.
Number 1. Pink Teddy Bear, Breaking Bad. Breaking Bad had a fantastic second season, thanks in no small part to the black and white cold opens, which included haunting images of dead bodies and a mysterious pink teddy bear. It left us all wondering what the hell it meant, all the way up until the season finale, when we finally find out the devastating truth. After Jane dies, her air traffic controller father accidentally causes 2 planes to crash when he loses focus as a result of his grief for his deceased daughter. Thanks to Walter White's indirect role in the collision, and the eventual discovery of the teddy bear's origins, we realise that the bear is also a dark and horrifying symbol of the protagonist's descent into evil. So, have you got a favourite foreshadowing moment from a TV show that blew your mind? Make sure to drop it in the comments.
The things I do for love.